What is up, you guys, and welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing another hair video, but it's going to be a little different because we're going to be doing my best friend's hair. I know a lot of you guys have different types of hair textures, so I want to try to get my cousins and my couple of friends on here that have different types of curly hair and try to show you guys how to care for those hair types as well, so you guys can have a little break from seeing my hair 24/7 and see a fresh new set of curls every once in a while. And if their hair texture is similar to yours, it can definitely help you gain a better understanding of how certain hair care may work for you. Starting off with removing her protective style that she's had in for about a month now, you can definitely see that new growth. That is commitment and dedication. That new growth always brings a smile to a natural's face. Once the whole process was finally complete, my girl was feeling free, okay, her new growth was giving, and now it was time to freshen up those curls. There is no better way to get rid of product buildup than the Aztec Indian Healing Clay Mask mixed with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. That is the holy grail. So I'm just going to begin by applying a small amount to a big clean bowl, and I'm just going to eyeball it in here. And this is just going to be our starting amount. And next, from the looks on Kara's face, we know we're going to go in with our apple cider vinegar.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
And although it may not smell the best, it definitely plays a key role in removing product buildup. We're then going to mix it thoroughly again until we have the perfect clay consistency. So right here it's a little bit too thin. However, you can see here we have the perfect texture that's not too liquidy but just thick enough to really stick to the hair. Now, as I said before, this hair mask is perfect for getting rid of buildup, so it is literally my go-to after protective styles, and it also leaves your hair highly nourished and moisturized and just full of shiny curls. It really does give your hair just like a fresh new start, stripping it of all that product buildup. It really does just work wonders. And with my technique, I'm just going in with globs. The more the merrier, the more saturated you can get the hair, the easier you're going to find it is to work in the hair. Make sure you stack up that clay into your sections and work pretty fast because, the more you have, the easier it is going to be to maneuver it. But you want to make sure you're twisting your hair before that clay dries in there. And I really do suggest sectioning off your pieces, even if they're not perfect, because just globbing it on there and having that dried up hair, it can get really messy and tangly pretty fast. So try to keep it neat. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just make sure you have some type of order in there. And don't forget to fully saturate from tips to roots. Once her full head of hair is completely saturated in our clay, I'm going to go ahead and put it up in a shower cap and leave it there for around 40 minutes to an hour. We thoroughly washed her curls with Next of Us sulfate-free shampoo and nourishing conditioner. And because her hair texture is in the fours, I'm going to have to keep my continuous spray mist bottle on me because her hair does dry super fast. And I'm also going to work in sections so I don't have to constantly re-wet her whole head of hair. When doing my sections, I'm not trying to get them perfect. I'm just trying to get a small area to start working with. They're just finger coils, so they don't have to be like perfect parts in between them. Just really focus on getting that section soaking wet so we can form our curls. So I also have a little thin tooth comb that I'm using to comb through that water. Now I'm putting a dime size amount of some Not Your Mother's Curl Talk curling cream. Again, really saturated through that section of hair, and then we can begin just pulling out individual hair strands and curling them to our likings. And the more wet and product you have on your fingers, like keeping it nice and slippery, the easier you're going to find it is to just be able to twist and go. And I'm just randomly picking out little pieces. Obviously the more hair you pick, the bigger the curl you'll get. The smaller hair you'll pick, the smaller, more defined curls you'll get. So remember, you have complete control over forming your curls. If you want big, beautiful curls, make big, beautiful curls. Put a lot of sections into that one piece and put a lot of product and water into it. If you want individual fine little pieces, make sure you're working with less product so you don't weigh down those curls, and you're working with individual small pieces. So with a little bit of extra time, they're going to be even more defined at the end. And once you get going with your first couple of coils, you're going to find it so easy that you're just going to be able to continue to keep going and going and going. So even though it may look like a long, lengthy process, you find it going by pretty fast because you kind of catch a little groove with it. One way you know when you have the perfect amount of product to water ratio when forming your curls is whenever you make that finger coil and it slowly forms back into your natural curl. So you don't want it to just stay laying flat. That means you have too much product, or you don't want it to just not form at all. That means you need a little bit more curling cream, because the curling cream also is what really makes your curl stick and actually form into a structured curl. Once our back is complete, we're going to move on to the front, continuing our same process and finishing it off. These are her beautiful little finger coils, all nice and dried. I'm going in with our extra virgin coconut oil to break up these coils, so make sure your hands and fingers are fully saturated in oil before you do any breaking, because we want to keep as much definition as possible but having a little bit of frizz just to help add that big volume. When I was completely finished breaking out my finger coils, I went in with my wide tooth comb and picked out her hair just to add some more shape, add some volume, and perfect everything. And that was it. She was left with a well-defined yet volumized fro. Don't forget to check out her Instagram to follow her natural hair journey. I'm obsessed with her cute little curls. Don't forget to follow my socials for some more natural hair content, and I'll see you guys in my next video.